Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a Happy Meal card using the Little Line Agenda stem set from Mama Elephant. So first of all, this is part of the March release. I truly adored it. This was the second set that I bought. Why? Because it's a lineup. It's like the ones from Clearly Besotted, and I truly adore these kind of stamps. Why? Because they allow you to, aside from making incredible cards and intricate stuff, you can also make clean and simple cards without it being too empty because you have this gorgeous line of cuties. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to color these images in, really cute and bright and colorful, and then I will just use a white background because it's an option and add a few embellishments to finish it off. Aside from this card, I will in the future also show another card, a clean and simple one with the lineup, probably another line from this stamp set, just to show you that you can also of course do something with the background and still keep it clean and simple, but that's for the future. But what I wanted to do today was really just focus on the coloring. What I really wanted to say about that was that for these bunnies I'm using the same brown combination all over, except I'm leaving out the lightest one, I'm leaving out the darkest one. In total I have 4 markers here, E37, 33, 53 and 51, and you can use them all, the 4 of them. You can use the 3 darkest, you can use the 3 lightest. If you do the spots, you can use 2 of them. You can add a bit of shading with the lightest one if you want to, like I'm doing here. Anything is possible, but just have 4 markers that work together and just differentiate in the ones that you're using, and you have completely different bunnies every time, again and again. This is a strength, I think, from the Copics that you can use. Also, this is one of the reasons that you don't need all of the Copic markers that are out there, in my opinion. Personally, I find it way too expensive. I'm building up my markers, my collection as I go, and it's something that I would recommend to everyone, just because it is pretty expensive, each marker. Separately, the total box is crazy expensive, but as you can see here, we will have in the end 5 different bunnies just by changing up whichever marker we're using from one and the same combination. So definitely try to look at your markers like that when you're buying new ones. Try to see which markers will go with the ones that you already have, but will give you more opportunities, more chances to get a new combination with your older markers. That, I think, is a strength and is a way to still keep a bit of your money in your pockets instead of all going to markers. And then for the flower pots, I decided to go with rainbow. I truly must admit that I really enjoyed the introduction videos from Mama Elephant this time. I love the usual ones, but this time it was all by Laura Besson. And normally I would say that these pots don't need to be rainbow order, but I saw her doing a rainbow and I thought, well, that's genius. I will create a positive, bright, fun card. So why wouldn't I use a rainbow? It always works. So here is the rainbow being built. I'm trying to have the shadows as on the bunnies on the right side of the pots, and I also decided to keep like a light border in between the lines, the outline of the image, as well as my darkest marker, just to get sort of that feel of a rounded image. So that's what I did here, and I'm just working my way through the rainbow. And I also have all of the marker combinations listed on my blog post. Definitely check that out if you want to revisit those combinations, or later on if you want to check out a specific combination of a card that you see on Instagram or here. There is always the combination in my blog post, so that might help you as well. So really bright colors. You can also go for pastel if you want to. That's a wonderful idea as well. But I went for the really bright and fun and positive colors. I'm going to use the sentiment sending positive vibes your way. And whenever I think of positive vibes, I think of rainbows and vice versa, whenever I see a rainbow, I'm always thinking positive. It makes me smile, it makes me laugh, it just is a fun thing to see on cards made by anyone, incorporated in things. It's just a way to spread joy, I think. So here for the orange, I first thought I was going to use the yellow red 02 as my lightest color, but I tested it and it wasn't working with the colors that I already had, so I changed that on the go to another color. And then for the reds, also going from darkest to lightest, I recently found the R29. I had it for a while, but it's actually not a marker that I use very often, and so I'm trying to change that because this red is really gorgeous. And so there was the initial idea of this combination, using the R29 and then seeing which markers would go very well with that. Now for the other parts of this image, being the greenery and the flowers outside of the pots, I'm just using exactly the same combinations as previously, the green ones, the blue ones and the red one. Just really easy, colors stay the same. Even though it's a rainbow, I'm trying to reuse colors wherever I can here to make it still appear simple. And then once I have colored everything in, we will go on with the die cutting. I bought the matching dies. There is perfectly a way to do a one layer card, definitely if you're going to leave your background white. It's something I do all the time when I'm using the clearly besotted, because there you don't have matching dies. But here, since I had the matching dies, I was like, okay, we will figure out the card later on. Will I use it just as is, or will I still make a background? So this way I had all of the options open, but I still went for the white background. So making sure to adhere my die cut with some purple tape, and then I'm going to add the sentiment on top of my card base. This one, well, no, it's not a card base, it's a panel. I will add this one later on a card base. It's die cut with the basic rectangles from Mama Elephant, which is a really old basic die, and I don't know if specifically this one is still sold, but it's one that I use all the time. Any basic will do, or if you can trim things down yourself perfectly, then just trim down an A2 size panel. And then I'm going to add my favorite embellishments. I first thought of the reds, and looking back while doing the voiceover of this video, the red works, the white would work as well, but in the end I changed up the red with pinks. But again, many possibilities. I do love this red while I'm doing the voiceover, so I think it's an option. On the other side, I went in the end for pinks, which is a bit softer, and it's also one of the colors that didn't return in the rainbow, so therefore it's like every color has his or has the same amount of attention that it will get. When you add the red hearts, of course, you have more red in your card. I don't know what you prefer, but it would work. Everything would work, and these hearts are also in just every color imaginable out there. So maybe you have another combination or another color that you would love to use, or if you have a rainbow assortment of these hearts, then add a rainbow close to each specific color that is corresponding with that pot, for example. Anything goes, really. You can also use other embellishments, iridescents, you can use even jewel stickers, anything actually. So many possibilities, just because you also leave the background white, and it gives you just a lot of possibilities. So once I was happy with placement, and you saw me fiddle quite a long time, I'm just going to add it with some liquid glue. I also decided to add white jelly roll pen details on top of the pots. I'm going to add some dots everywhere, which is not necessary. This card can also do without, but I just thought it was going to be a cute element, and it's a clean and simple card, so you don't need to add it truly, but as I said, it's an option, and I love dots. I'm one of those people that if I can buy a bag, just a plain bag or a bag with bright color and dots on it, I will buy the one with dots. I love that. So yeah, why not add it? But I think if I would remake this card, which I normally don't do, but it's definitely an option if you need a lot of cards, to remake this kind of card, because it's clean and simple, quite quickly to make, and all those things you can always leave out the dots, and then you have still a gorgeous rainbow card that will brighten someone's day. So and you can also decide to add dots to certain parts, but not to everything. Definitely an option as well. But I added it everywhere. Um, yeah. So now I'm going to add this panel on top of my card base before adding the glossy accents. I almost added it ahead of time, but then you need to watch out. I'm not going to exaggerate with the glossy accents. I'm just going to add it to the glosses of the bunny, because that's just a gorgeous detail. Anytime you have glosses and you add glossy accents, it's just like it's real. So I love that. That's why I added it. And that is going to be my card. Really, really simple, but as you can see, it works. I love these lineups. I love the little line agenda from my elephant. I love the lineups from Clearly Besotted. And I hope that you love this video. Thank you so much for watching and stopping by. I truly appreciate that. I wish you all an incredible day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!